We have the IOCCC consistently constant award.
Or constantly constant. If we're consistent, it's constant.
I'm consistently saying constantly constant incorrectly.
But it's constant. You're at least you're constant about it.
That's true.
So that's the case. But C has constants, and there's C's there. So what does the IOCCC award go to?
Well, let's bring it out.
And the IOCCC consistently constant award goes to dogon from Israel.
Gil's code looks like this. By the way, remember, the red here we're displaying shows you trailing ASCII characters, and those are they're put in there for a reason. But what you see, the code is in the form of a formula, 1 plus 1 over n raised to the nth power. And for those that know about calculus, the limit of 1 plus 1 over n to the nth power approaches a nice constant. That is constant. And you say, well, if you format the code with Clang, you find you've got all these E's. Now I'm going to draw your attention to some of the things. One of them is that this thing only has one variable. There it is. Let me get a better one here. I'll do this thing. Has only one variable. There is the variable there. It has only one variable, a pointer to E. And in the for loop, so it's a single program with a for loop. In the for loop, you calloc E. So E gets a part of the for loop gets initiated, and then there's an iterator and a test. It's E stuff. Now I'll point out there are two important macros. So in addition to the single variable, a pointer to an integer, you have a macro capital E, which is printf, and F for char. So for example, if you look right here, what's happening right here is capital E printf. The first argument to printf is a pointer to a character, or pointer to a string. So this is going to be a printf of something. And again, all we have is a pointer to an integer, calloc, and printfs. That's it. You don't see any other constants. You would say, well, E is a constant, but that's a different constant. There's no other, 2s or 3s or so forth. That's it. What does this thing do? Well, if you run the program and look at the first 20 lines, you get the decimal digits of E, 2.718, right? So this program prints out a decimal approximation of E. Now, if you pipe the program to cat, and you can use Cecil as a perfectly valid cat, you get this thing, a whole bunch of digits that stop and then print this thing right here, which is IOCCC29. Now, let's let Castellan explain another quirk of this particular.
Well, this program is very interesting. If we just run the program and send its output to standard output, we get a bunch of garbage. In fact, you heard all the little beeps and so forth. But instead, if we have the program write to cat, which sends an output, we get the digits of E followed by IOCCC29. In fact, if you go back and look at what it did with straight to standard output, you do see the IOCCC29 being written at the very end, but with lots of garbage. And you might say, well, it's just the output is hiding the control characters. But we do a cat minus V, we find no, there's no control characters. So one of the mysteries is, why does the program, when writing directly to standard output, give you garbage, and piping it to cat, the sum of the digits of E, followed by IOCCC29.
Well, thank you, Past Lennon. That's one of the challenges. So one of the challenges is to explain the last line, that IOCCC26. Where is IOCCC2026 coming from? Why does it print the number of lines? And then explain why, if this goes to standard output in a number of environments, or maybe the different environments where it does it differently, but the environments we're looking at, why you get garbage, you have to pipe it to cat to see it. There's some magic going on. Again, all we're seeing is allocating of an array and printfs with no constants.
The program should be given to various AIs. You can ask to figure it out.
Yes. yes. You might, send it to some of these so-called AI things to see what it thinks it's doing. And ask those questions. I suspect a human will probably have to solve these 4 fun challenges. Explain why it only prints a limited number of digits. Explain where the IOCCC2026 comes from. See if you can produce an alternate version of the source code that prints IOCCC2025, the year that it won, or the contest, I should say, and then understand this pipe to cat, pipe to standard output stuff.